Leroy Green said something that I want to address. And Leroy Green can't be Jay-Z saying this. He said Magna Carta Holy Grail is fire.
As in dumpster fire? Put it in the trash can?
What's fire about that album?
You on fire? And throw it out the window?
I want a Picasa, in mi casa. I'm a Hasa. I'm a Rasa. No.
Just thinking about it.
Picasso, baby, is cringeworthy. And you know what's the worst part about Magna Carta Holy Grail is the fact that Timbaland was basically producing most of that album. And the whole rollout, you remember that rollout where it was right before the 4th of July. It was supposed to be like on a Google app or something they were doing at the time. And he had Rick Rubin in there. It was Swiss Beats in there. I think Pharrell was in there. Timbaland was in there. They were building up an aura around the production of this thing. And the production just didn't stand up, unfortunately. And the raps were... Listen, I think Magna Carta Holy Grail is his worst album. I'm just gonna flat out say I don't think there's a worse Jay-Z album than Magna Carta Holy Grail.
Mike, I was actually in Cali on vacation in LA when that album came out. And outside of Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It, which I'm pretty certain...
Which is Rick Ross's song, really.
I'm pretty certain it's a Rick Ross record he gave to Jay, like so many other people have done. Can I Get Her? Between that and Oceans were like the only records on there where I was like riding to.
I don't like Oceans. People keep mentioning Tom Ford. Okay, this is how I feel about Tom Ford. I've listened to, I guess, I was real big on MIA and what she was doing around that time. And he took the whole hook from Bad Girls, so it kind of took that away from me. That's MIA's whole hook.
No, why are we
up, coming down, and then I don't know, man. The beat was cool. I just don't. And this is the thing. And I'm not trying to be funny or anything. I just don't like the whole notion of giving a designer a full-out commercial on your album. I think that if we're talking about a message of black excellence and this and that, I'm like, when I hear Tom Ford, I hear a commercial. I'm like, how much did Tom Ford pay you to do this song?
Why is somebody who's a black entrepreneur and mogul feel the need to shout out this white dude who already has enough clout and notoriety?
It's a commercial.
Right.
He was paid to do this because Jay's no dummy. Jay's not going to go out here and promote your brand for free.
Right. So he's out here. This is what I'm saying about how it gets murky with like who you place your faith with. It's like, okay, he's out here promoting Tom Ford. I mean...
Euro J.
Euro J. Hey, so how was that support going when Ye was running for president? Was he... So did he...
Right. Oh, no, then he went back on the... remember that song he did with Pharrell? He was talking about that For Us, By Us, FUBU line or whatever.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that at the time.
But yeah, so with all that being said, I really wasn't a big fan of that record. Now, I did like the song that... what was the name of the song that Nas was on there that Pharrell did? I kind of like BBC when he came in there with the whole Mace line. It was like, what you know about going out here west, red less tees, all up at the head rest, Mace niggas in Madison Square Garden, 50 million sold, and we still catch a chart. It's like, I heard the competitive edge in him with Nas on the song. But we always hear that
the whole album, right? It's the only time you hear it on the whole album.
But whenever Jay and Nas get together, that seems to be the mantra. You hear the competitiveness in Jay then, but Nas kind of treats it like it's another verse.
I told you, Mike, it's that NBA 75 moment where Mike gets out the car. He back there talking to everybody. Magic shows up. He's like, "You want to play?
Right.
You got some shoes? You got some shoes? You want to play some ball, nigga?" That's how Jay is when he sees Nas. He's like, "You got some shoes? You want to play ball, Nas? You want to play ball? You want to shoot right now? Let's go shoot right now. Let's go hoop right now. Just me and you. I know there's everybody else around, but just you and me. Let's go hoop."
Because even if you listen to Black Republican, man, it's like Jay going for it, but Nas is kind of like doing his thing.
Back in the hood, they like, "Hey, Nas."
Yeah. it's not that serious to him, but I don't know. But yeah, as far as Holy Grail,
I love Jay's verse on Black Republican.
I love his verse on Black Republican.
That's some of his better stuff to me. Those people that
he went crazy on there.
Those people talking about his usage of literary devices, that's one of those things where it really takes life and takes shape in reality into something that's tangible on a great record, not just people dispersing.
I want to get to that. Now that you mentioned that, I'm going to get to Blue Collar Hustler's super chat, and then we'll get to that. Blue Collar Hustler says, Life is Good is a classic because the impact was felt in real time. Source promptly put Nas above Jay on the best lyricist list. CNN crowned him the best lyricist.
They did. I remember when they did that. CNN did crown him the best lyricist.
I don't remember that. That's cool.
No, he went on there, and I remember they were like, do you feel like you deserve this? And he was like, yeah. Started laughing.
Yeah, I deserve this in 94.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not. Yep.
Okay, now that you mentioned these literary devices.
Yeah.
Punch from TDE says, Jay-Z is the GOAT. Not a GOAT, but the GOAT. I can't listen to this man's verse. I said, I can't listen to this man's verse and then listen to what's going on currently and say it's good. Celebrating mediocrity stops right now. Well, there's a lot going on. And there's a lot of, and you know, I know Punch is, listen, man, I know Punch is in the game. He knows what's going on out here. I'm sure he's heard the Sky Zoo. I'm sure he's heard all the stuff that Nas has been making lately as well. I don't know if hearing that verse on Pusha T's record from Jay makes me feel like I can't listen to what's going on currently. Do you feel that way?
That's what I mean. That's when Jay's aura comes into the room more. The aura is bigger than the verse. It's like...
This is about who said it, not what's being said.
Right, because this is what I mean. It's like, well, let's weigh it on a scale of who he is first.
That happens a lot with Andre 3000 too.
Yeah, let's weigh it on a scale of who. I told you that, like, remember when Life of the Party came out? People was like, it's verse of the year. I'm like, no, it's one of the better verses this year, but it's not a verse of the year contender. I was saying that because it's 3 stacks. There's some of this going on too, where it's like, and I'm not being funny when I say this, and J fans really know this. Well, it's been so long since you've gotten a verse of this quality out of him, as in literally a couple of years, that you have to play it up and hype it up when you get it, because it's not like he's spitting like this regularly anymore. Like I told you, the last time he was spitting like this, Mike, was the Ghost of Soldier Slim. That's literally when we were getting this podcast started 2 years ago. It's been 2 years since he's had a verse of this caliber. And so what you're really seeing, and people are really, and this is what I'm saying, you're showing yourself and you're showing your hand about his lack of quality the last 2 years when you play this verse up like this. Mike, this verse wouldn't make magic.
I'm not going to go that far, because look at the literary devices here. Hold on, let me go to the verse that everybody's talking about. Here we go.
Hey, Mike, Shakespeare used a lot of literary devices. That don't mean that shit is fire because white people said so.
This is what everybody's talking about. I blew bird money. Y'all talking about Twitter feeds. So boom, you got 1, blue bird money, Coke money, still spending from 88. Then you got 2, I blew Birdman money. Keep it real, he doesn't have his ladies' money. Number 3, you got a Bluebird bank account with no fees. That's like a rush card out here. Number 4, you got y'all in the Bluebird account burning, which is some Twitter fees. Yeah, whatever. And then number 5, you got he has a Bluebird. A Basquiat blue put on his mansion wall. I guess that's the Bluebird. Okay, that's kind of a reach. And then you got Bluebird crypto. You know he's on the board with Jack, meaning Jack Dorsey from Twitter. There's a lot of reaching here, I think, but respect to the fans that dig that hard when it comes to a Jigga verse. But I think those are some of the literary devices that people are saying are just so incredible and that make people want to step everything up.
Right, but you see, that's what I'm saying about, well, we don't have to try that hard when it comes to Nas's shit. You can hear it for what it is. You don't have to do all of that and try super hard. That's what I mean about and I say this respectfully. Jay worked like nobody's business to get in this conversation.
Oh yeah,
Nas is in this conversation naturally, and that's what I'm saying. You hear it, and even how y'all are breaking it down. It's like, nah, Nas just say like real live rap shit. I got so many kids in the game, it's like a gender reveal. I got
Nan says Bay-Z has been mediocre for a minute now. Stop it. They're going in on the chat, and Midget Mike says, Mike drop a link so I can buy it. Don't pop up. Hold on, let me get a link going on here so I can get you guys the yearbook. The link don't pop up in the community section. Let me go ahead and do that live while we're on here, because I want to make sure people got access to the yearbook and make sure all the links are working. But yeah, so you think that people are just excited based on who this is and not about the actual...
If he was performing at this level that everybody claims that he's always performed at all the time, they wouldn't be going crazy about this verse. That's what I'm saying. Like, this verse isn't anything to go crazy about if he's the greatest MC of all time, like you say, because it's just a verse.
I think we still need, regardless of this verse or whatever, we still need a full-length effort that is going to, it's going to show us these things. You know what I mean? And pop-up verses are cool and everything. Those things are cool for Andre 3000. But when your contemporary is Nas, and he just dropped KD2 and Magic, you're going to have to come with full-length stuff.
And also, too, and listen to what I'm about to say, it's like, well, if you go listen to his best verses in the last few years, well, I mean, first of all, 2 of them are with Pusha T. Pusha T having him lead in, as in Pusha's going first and letting him hear the song and hear the record. That's Drug Dealers Anonymous, Neck and Wrist. The other one is on Jay Electronica's album. Listen to the guys that he's rapping with that are giving him lead in and springboard stuff to go off of. I want to see him go off his own stuff the way Hit Boy be saying, oh, that just be me and this nigga in here making stuff up happen live.